Mhm. Okay. Hey, everybody. Okay, just getting situated here. Okay, great. Here we are. Anyway, hey, welcome to this week's Workshop Wednesday. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Michael Hollender. Been with USANA now about, 23 years plus. Loving it, loving what I do. We live in South Florida here. In fact, we just moved like 4 days after convention. I can do anything. Anyway, and so I'm really honored to be part of this and to be able to share a little bit about maybe some techniques, something that's really workshop oriented, things that perhaps you might be able to immediately take away and implement. And I posed a question on the Facebook post that said, what's in your mobile toolbox? And we're going to get to that. But a lot of people in the past have asked me. I'm sure you have asked this question or been asked this question. Do you lead with business, or do you lead with products, or do you lead with opportunity, or do you lead with products? And the answer when I'm asked that is yes. We do both, of course. And that's going to be specific to the individual. But I guess we may each have a tendency towards one or the other. My story, simple, not my whole story, but what I experienced was, years ago, I received a Health and Freedom, it's called Money and Freedom newsletter in the mail. So if somebody had approached me with what we call a bottom-up approach, a product or a health focus, I probably would have said no to USANA. Would not be in USANA today. But my main need was not that. It was I needed income. And so I had responded to something that was sent to me, a tool that basically posed everything. And so years ago, that's all we really had. We had tools, a discussion on tools. Tools are critical, and I think we all know this. Tools in every aspect of life are important, but certainly in building a USANA business. And we use tools, and sometimes we have them on hand, sometimes we don't have them on hand. Used to be where to get information to somebody's hands, we used what's called a fax on demand. You gave them a number, they punched it in, and out spat several pages that you can then follow up on, maybe even do a presentation with. Then came the Health and Freedom newsletter, of course, and maybe that was around the same time. But that was a tool. Vastly different today. We have all types of, as an understatement here, of electronic media that will put information in people's hands fairly rapidly if we know where to get it, if we know how to use it, if it's organized, if we could find it. And so that's a lot around this discussion. It's all about tools. And so a couple of years ago, for organization and to be able to take advantage of tools, I was looking for something like sort of a system. I would harvest links from Communication Edge, now called Share USANA Media Center, which we're going to talk about, and I would share those links and put them in emails, but it was difficult to text them because they're really long, and if you broke a portion of that long gobbledygook, I call it, link broke off, then the recipient didn't get much, right? And so I was bouncing around looking at link shortening services, bitly.com. Bitly is what I use. Many of you have heard of that, shortening links. You've seen Bitly. It's pretty ubiquitous, and but I found that I could actually use it to great advantage to organize. And so what I want to do is I'll do an experiment here. I'm going to be switching my camera around and working off of my computer. So to give you an idea what you might decide to do with links. So remember, your mobile toolbox is something that you want to have with you at all times. It begs the question, how? Well, on your device, on your mobile phone. I mean, everybody's got a mobile phone. Most people in USANA have a mobile phone, a cell phone, or a tablet. And you want to have, no matter what your direction in business building is, even if it's product oriented, you want to have links that you can go to immediately and send to somebody while you're sitting in front of them. That could put them in your shopping cart, for example, or any aspect of what you're sharing with somebody. You want to create a repository. So a great start is something that USANA provides all of us. And that is the renamed Communication Edge. It's now called Share USANA Media Center. Let me show you an idea of link here. I'm going to turn the camera around. Hopefully we'll be able to see all this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to log into to a test account that's created here, a dummy account that I have. And once that's up, of course, we go to the landing page. And under My Business, you will find something called, down here it says Communication Edge, now Share USANA Media Center. They renamed it. It's faster. I'm really liking it. I've always loved it. But I don't use it. And this is not going to be an exhaustive tutorial on how to utilize Communication Edge, now called Welcome to Share USANA Media Center. So the first time you go here, a couple of things are going to happen. If you've never been here, then what you'll see is an agreement page where you're going to abide by and agree to use these materials properly. The Share USANA Media Center is a repository of everything that USANA has, from shareable links. Many of you know this already, but if you're not utilizing it, you're missing a valuable resource. But I use it for specific, well, for lots of reasons, but to make my life easier and simpler. And so the first time you get on there, you're going to do an agreement page, and then you're going to go up to, then what will automatically open up the first time is a profile page. You don't see that here, but what you will see is, I'll go to the profile page, and I'll just touch on this briefly. You will see, you want to make sure all your information is correct, that your email is correct, that your USANA website is correct. If you haven't set up your USANA website, you want to do that. Everybody gets a website. You're going to want yours to be there. So come up with, if you can use your name, it's the best website. johndoe.usana.com becomes your website. If that name is taken, it'll tell you take another name. But you just create it, and here's a little heads up. Whatever website you create, it'll give you several websites, but also if you put a slash after the .com and type in the words share, it'll give you an already established product, more product focused, but very brilliant, very well done web page. So you actually have a couple of different options. You can create your own. So make sure your website is correct. But most of what will definitely, for most people, not be done is where the mouse is over here, and that's the time zone. So set your time zone. It defaults to Denver. What you see on the left here are social media buttons. But one other thing you'll definitely want to do is up in the upper left-hand corner, you're going to want to get your picture in there. That is critical to have your picture in there. And so once that's done, you can basically get out of that. And this is the page that you will come to. Here's a search bar. And let's see, we got people out. Yeah, like if you have questions during this, certainly ask them. I'm going to be bouncing around, so hopefully if I don't get to them, I'll get to them after this, after the webcast. And let's continue. So you'll see the search bar. So let's say a tool that I like to use, and I always want to have in my mobile toolbox for sharing either text, Facebook Messenger, or in fact email for that matter, is This Is USANA Video. So I would want to search in Share USANA Media Center, formerly called Communication Edge, for the This Is USANA. So let me type it in. It should pop up pretty simple. Hang on, let me go in here. Here it is. This is USANA. I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to search for that video. So what'll come up is a bunch of stuff, guys. But what you're looking for, oh, you know what I didn't do? Let me go back and do this properly here. All right, so again, you're going to go to My Business. You're going to go to Communication Edge. And in the search bar, to narrow the search, you can actually bring down this menu and select video. Then when you type in this, is USANA, it will narrow the search so you won't get a bunch of stuff that you might not want. So really we're looking for this particular tool called This is USANA. And here it is. It's the video. You'll find it. It's brilliant. I use this a lot for top down, for screening purposes, to put initial information in people's hands after an invite without using my mouth, without talking about stuff. So once you're here, just a real quick, you can select it as a favorite, and it's always going to be there in your, it'll say my library, as opposed to looking at the whole entire library. So it's important next to look at these different options over here. You can certainly send it as an e-card, but that would require logging on every time you want to send this. It certainly is personalized, and it will come generally email, but we're all moving to text. More people look at text than emails today, and nobody answers the phone, right? All right, so you're looking for this link, this little chain link. You'll see this on just about every item in this Share USANA Media Center. So if I click on that, what it's going to do is it's going to open up the actual link that will take somebody to my, I emphasize the word my video, not a YouTube video, but my video. I'll talk about that in a second. So I want to copy that. So now I've copied it, and what I'll do next, hang on. What I'll do next, my connection to my, okay, let's see if I did have it. It's copied. And what I'm going to do now is I want to go over and open up a new browser, a new tab browser. And we're going to, and that's, if you go to bit.ly.com, write that down, or look at this later on, bit.ly.com, bit.ly.com, that is a link shortening service. Now, many of you have probably heard of it, or you've seen Bitly links before, but it's important to remember that you can actually have a Bitly account. It's free. It's no charge. It's important to be able to accomplish this mobile toolbox concept that we're talking about here. So I want to create, first I want to shorten the link. So the way that you get your account is you log on to bit.ly.com, you create a password, a username, and a password, of course, and then it's your account. Because it's your account, it will remember every link that you put in. And so I'll give you an idea of what I'm talking about here. I've harvested the link. I call it link harvesting. I've harvested the link from Share USANA Media Center of the This is USANA video, and now I want to create it in my Bitly. So I'm going to paste that long, look at that long link here. So sometimes it comes up and it's automatically titled, but this one's not. So I'm going to do this. This is USANA. All right, so now I've titled it, and I'm going to save it, and let's see where it goes. It says that the link has been shortened, and now it is in my Bitly. And there you have it. It's right there. So this is now, it's always going to be there unless I delete it or hide it. So if I want to see what that's going to look like, let's say I want to go see, let's look what happens when I click on it. This is a shortened link that replaces that gobbledygook link. And what it'll do is it will take somebody, the recipient, to this type of page. This is what they will see whether, on whatever device they choose. And what's important, the reason we put our picture and all of our personal information here is when I send this video, when you send this video out to someone, you'll see that they can share it with somebody else. Let's say the person that you sent it to is not as interested or wants to bounce it off of one of their constituents, one of their people, to see what they think. Well, if they send it to the person and it's a YouTube video, there's no way to track it back to you. But they'll always be able to get back to you because this video is, it's like putting a label on a Health and Freedom newspaper or on a catalog. It's the same concept, and it really works really well. So let's go back. This is just one link. I want to show you a little bit more about what you can do with Bitly. So I put tons of stuff into my Bitly. I can put, you can put PDFs in there, like an application form, or you can put in the new About USANA booklet. You want to send that to somebody to do a presentation from, you can do that. If you're not familiar with the About USANA booklet, well, let's go over that. I'll show you what it looks like real quick. All right, what it does, when I click on it is it opens up this PDF. There's all my information. I download it. It will open up this booklet that was introduced at convention and replaces the Health and Freedom newsletter. And there's all your information, bullet points about the company, the founder. And this is an 8x8. It should be printed out, in fact, and available for purchase as a print item. Sometime in October, we were told, but hey, you got it right now, use it. So you can go into Share USANA Media Center, formerly Communication Edge, make sure all your personal information is there, and then go on and search about USANA booklet. And boom, it's popped right up. It popped up the day they introduced it at convention. I grabbed it, and I've been using it ever since. It's great information that replaces the Health and Freedom newsletter. So I just wanted to touch on that. That's another item you could have. But there are numerous items. Let's say you're speaking to somebody about the fact that USANA is a trusted partner and sponsor of the Dr. Oz Show. And hang on one second. Steve, you're saying I tried searching in there for business opportunity. I'm not sure what you were searching for, and I can't really check out more, but I'll address that. I'll answer that later. Let's say you're talking to somebody and you mentioned that USANA is a trusted partner sponsor of the Dr. Oz Show. Well, what I've done is I've gone onto YouTube, and I found the page that will, when I click it, I'll show you what happens when I click it. Oops, nope, that's wrong. Sorry, I take that back. Let me do it again. Let me highlight Dr. Oz videos YouTube. So when I click on that, it's going to open up a YouTube page with previous editions of our products being featured on Dr. Oz Show with different influencers and different corporate members, just different people. It's awesome. It really works, guys. And so that's something else you can have. You know, you're not limited. Any URL. You can go, let's say you're looking, you find a wonderful article on the benefits of direct selling, network marketing, home business, whatever. You can actually copy the URL on the top in the search bar there, paste it into Bitly, label it. Remember, you want to label all this stuff. And why do you want to label it? So you can easily find it, because you're going to continue to add. I have Cell-A-Vive presentations. I can just go down and down. The Science of Cell-A-Vive, it's a great video. I have, you can actually search all of these. So I could search within Bitly for quality. Let's see what happens when oops, I didn't want to create that. I wanted to search for quality. Let's see if anything comes up. So here comes USANA's Quality Guarantee. It's a great video on how our products are made. So you can actually search it, and you can do this from any device. I personally set everything up on the computer, and so how do I get it on my mobile phone? Really great question, really simple answer. Here we go. On your device, if you go into the Google Play for your Android, if that's what you use, or the Apple App Store, and you search for Bitly, it's a free download. And when you download the Bitly app, once again, you're going to log in using the username and password you use to create your free Bitly account. And lo and behold, all of the links that you created, all of these links will be found. Hang on a second. Let me clear that. Will be automatically in your mobile app. Why don't you take that in? Whatever you created on your computer, you can certainly create it on your mobile app too. But I find that this is a lot easier, especially for typing stuff in and labeling things and naming things. And you know, you can continue to add, you can subtract when a particular tool no longer is of importance or is obsolete. You can delete, you can hide it and put in what is normal. When it's no longer relevant, you can get rid of it. But if you're product oriented, let's say, and we all should be. I mean, top down, bottom up, both. We want to be offering everything. For my money, I believe that sharing a whole buffet table of information with someone will at least get me a customer or referrals. Whereas if I approach people just on health, and they say no to that or not now to that, in fact, then where do I go? So I've always, my personal belief is top down, or sharing everything like the This Is USANA video that you see in front of you. That works for me. It might not work for you, but what should work for all of us, a little bit ago, USANA introduced shared product links, and that allows you to go into your shop. You log on to the hub, you shop, use new shop, not old shop, a new shop, and what you'll do with that is you can then create links. I'm not going through that now. It's been done on several of these wonderful Facebook Lives. They're all recorded. You can search for them. What you can do is then create a link. It allows you to create a link, and then it automatically on your computer will copy when you click share a link. And then, for example, let's say it's the health pack, and that's something that you share a lot. So let me highlight health pack to show you what I did. So if I click on health pack, on my mobile phone, it's gonna, or I sent it to somebody, and they click on it. They're gonna say, "Welcome to USANA. Look, a friend has shared some products with you, recommended," and it's gonna say, "Okay," and they're in your shopping cart. They can learn more about the body benefits of the health pack. So, and this can all be done from your phone. You don't have to log in, go to shop each time. You want to name these because, of course, you're going to search for them. So if it's a detox pack, or if it's a digestive pack, or whatever, it's all there and available for you in your mobile toolbox, anywhere you go. I mean, you can be sitting with somebody. Here's what I do. I love this. I think you're getting the idea here, so I'm going to just turn it around for a second. And here I am again. And let me get out of here. All right, so I don't know if you're seeing this all, but let's see what we got. Okay, so what I've done is I've created this for me because it organizes all my tools. It organizes tools that I'm going to use frequently. I don't have to go back in and search for things and try to remember where I put stuff. I do keep some of these on emails because some people do prefer emails, but I will use the short link rather than the longer link for obvious reasons. I don't want those links going away on me. And so it's just this is not a broken system, guys. This is pretty simple stuff. You can't break it. You want to be able to create it for your own personal organization. The tools you're going to use. An example of how I might use this: if I'm with someone, and let's say it's an opportunity, or they express dissatisfaction with job, and I might say, well, if it sounds very serious, or it sounds like that's a real concern of yours. I go, yeah, you bet. I mean, I'm just overworked, underpaid, blah, whatever. I might say, well, if I send you something that might address that, might be a potential solution, would you watch it? And they go, of course. And I'm doing a typical, I'll call it an Eric Worre invite. We used to call it an approach, but it's all the same stuff. I just love that it's in one book, and I hope you got that GoPro book. It's brilliant, and it really teaches, and it duplicates really well. And I say, listen, if I send it now, when would you watch it? And they go, well, I can definitely get to it later on today. I say, great, let's do it right now. And I take my device, and I open up my cell phone, and I go to my Bitly app, and I search for This Is USANA, and I hold my finger down, and it says copy, and I open up my text, and I type in the text box, it says paste, and I paste in, and now I have to send it. So I hold the phone up to their mouth, and I push the record, and I tell them, record, what's your phone number? I push record on a little microphone, and they record their number in. They're part of the process. They're active in the process. But even if I just have to type it in, I do that. Or even if they've given it to me and we've ended our conversation, I immediately, while I'm there, so I don't forget, I send them that information, and I also set a reminder on my device to remind me when they made the follow-up appointment with me. All right, and so that's typical GoPro stuff. It's really easy to do. So what I've covered today pretty much is how to create a mobile toolbox. I mean, maybe you're doing this stuff for yourself right now. Maybe you have a system and this is going to help you refine it, or maybe you got a wonderful system that works for you already. And you got some other ideas of how you can expand it. Or maybe this is going to work for you. The Bitly is free. I'm sure there's other web or link shortening services that are out there that probably offer similar stuff. Hey, this works for me. That's why I share it passionately, and I know it works for people to be able to put information in front of people, so I don't have to stand there and talk about it and tell them about it, where they're going to move from the mountain of curiosity to the valley of skepticism the more I talk. And so I find that to be a benefit to me, and it helps me keep my mouth shut. Okay, and so I hope you got something out of this. If you have some questions here, I'm going to try to scroll through, see what's up, and if I can answer them. Let me just see what I got. Hi, Michael Moore. Hi, Lorraine. Colin, you're awesome. I'm not sure exactly what you meant, Steve, because it won't allow me to open up Show More, but I will. I'll watch it in a bit. And I hope this has been a benefit to you. Like I said, if you got questions, post them, and I will on USANA. On this wonderful page, USANA United USA. We are united. We are the United States, and we're going to grow. This is our growth year. So use tools like this. Use your tools, not your mouth. It's going to give you a great sense of organization, and what it will also imply is duplication to people you share with, that they don't have to memorize or go back to college to learn all the things that are flowing out of your mouth. Don't let that happen. Use the tools to communicate. Use your mouth to determine what people need and want, what's in their hearts, and how you can help them. Perhaps solve health solutions or business solutions, or create supplemental income solutions and things like that. So you guys are awesome. I appreciate you all being on. If you're watching this on replay, have fun. And any questions for me, I'm always available. You can find me on Facebook, and I'm an open book. Appreciate each and every one of you. Wish you the best of success and an awesome USANA week. We'll talk to you very, very soon. Bye, everyone.